Good morning. Today, I'm going to share my analysis for next week, on my 8 favorite financial exchanges, on weekly and daily charts. Trend and directionality are bullish. During the week, the price has undergone a moderate rise able to touch the upper weekly level. On daily chart, we can see with greater precision the proximity of the price to the previous maximum. If there is a new high, a divergence will likely form on the MACD oscillator. During the next week, I will be evaluating any bullish signs. An interesting pattern could be the price bounce on the daily red EMA, followed by a nice bullish candle. The trend is bullish, while the direction is uncertain. The price has made a small bullish move, failing to reach the weekly median level. On daily chart, it seems evident that the price is still being affected by the bearish divergence, which could push it to retrace to the daily black EMA. However, there is no definitive bearish signal yet, so directionality remains uncertain. During the next week, I will evaluate any signs in both directions. An interesting bullish pattern could be a candle able to breaking out of the previous week's high and the weekly median level. An interesting bearish pattern could be a candle capable of breaking out of the daily level. The trend is bullish, while the directionality is bearish. During the week, the price attempted to go lower, then fully retrace and close with a candle of indecision. On daily chart, we can see that the price has almost touched the black EMA, which is the main target of the retracement. The bullish movement has not been invalidated, however, for the moment the dominant directionality seems to be the bearish one. During the next week, I will evaluate any bearish signals. An interesting pattern could be the price bounce on the red EMA, followed by a nice bearish candle. Trend and directionality are bullish. The price has made a fairly indecisive bullish move, pausing before breaking out of the previous week's high. On the daily chart, we can see that if the price were to make a new high quickly, a divergence would form on the MACD oscillator. Obviously, this consideration does not make sure the return of the price to the upside. In fact, it could decide to continue to retrace at least until it reaches the white EMA or black EMA. During the next week, I will evaluate any bullish signs. An interesting pattern could be a candle that is able to break out of the high of the last 2 weeks. The trend is bullish, but the direction is uncertain. During the week, the price made almost zero movement, closing at the same point as the market opened. The pattern shown by the weekly chart looks like the classic indecision pattern, which is generally followed by the resumption of movement. On daily chart, you can see the large bearish divergence which anticipated the downside and which is a good sign. The price is very close to the white EMA. Despite these signs, the bullish direction has not yet been completely invalidated, so I indicate it as uncertain. During the next week, I will evaluate any signs in both directions. An interesting bullish pattern could be the price rebound on the daily level, or on the white EMA, followed by a nice bullish candle. An interesting bearish pattern could be a candle able to break out the daily level. I invite you to work with caution, since the direction is still uncertain. Both the trend and the directionality are bearish. During the week, the price suffered a significant fall, stopping precisely at the low of the period. On the daily chart, we can see the large bullish divergence on the MACD oscillator. Of all the exchanges of the week, this is the one that moved best and most decisively. During the next week, I will evaluating any bearish signals. An interesting pattern could be the price bounce on the red EMA, followed by a nice bearish candle. I advise to operate with caution. The price could be rejected by the lower weekly level, which represents the low of the period and is therefore a very strong level. The trend is bearish, while the directionality is bullish. The price made a typical movement of an indecision pattern. The price got very close to the white EMA, pausing just before reaching it, and retracing completely. On the daily chart, we can see that the price has tried to return to the previous level, which represents the first interesting target for the retracement. During the next week, I will be evaluating any bullish signs. An interesting pattern could be the price bounce off the daily level, followed by a nice bullish candle. The trend is bearish, while the direction is uncertain. During the week, the price attempted to go higher, bouncing off the red EMA and then retracing completely. On the daily chart, you can see the usual multiple bullish divergences, and that the price has bounced off the daily white EMA. The price has a good chance of continuing to retrace upwards, or to resume the bearish movement. For this reason I have indicated the directionality as uncertain. During the next week, I will be evaluating any signs in both directions. An interesting bullish pattern could be a candle capable of breaking out of the daily level. An interesting bearish pattern could be the price bounce off the daily level, followed by a nice bearish candle. I invite you to work with caution, not only because the direction is uncertain, but because this is a particular exchange. Thank you, and see the next week.